When people talk about AI changing business, they usually picture automation, smarter chatbots, faster workflows, maybe fewer people doing the same work. But what's really happening now is that the software itself is changing. And that means the way we manage customers, analyze data, use spreadsheets, and even run payroll is being redefined right now. I am Akhil from Monetizely, and in this episode, we are going to look at how Agentic AI is transforming the enterprise software you already use. And let's talk about CRM, BI, Excel, HR, and what happens when these tools start acting on their own. Let's start with our favorite, CRM. Customer relationship management tools were built to track touchpoints and pipeline activity, but they only work if your people actually use them. Sales reps forget to log follow-ups, support agents skip tagging cases, marketing entirely misses campaign outcomes, and your CRM becomes a graveyard of half-finished entries. Today, Agentic AI changes that. Now, AI agents can live inside your CRM. Today, they can auto-log every call, email, and meeting, detect sentiment and urgency in the messages, trigger reminders, escalations, and the follow-ups, and keep customer records up to date without any human input. Some enterprises have already deployed these agents, and the cost savings are truly massive. And it is not just about speed, it is about consistency. CRMs are shifting from passive databases to active systems that manage relationships for you. Now, let's move to business intelligence and analytics. Every company has dashboards, but here's the problem. Most dashboards are rear view mirrors at best. They tell you what just happened. Agentic AI flips that model. Now, instead of you digging through reports, AI agents do that work for you. What do? Monitor KPIs continuously, detect unusual patterns, investigate causes, and push recommendations to your team, and all of this automatically. This is not just visualizing data. It is now delegating analysis. And what about Excel? Still the most used enterprise tool on the planet. Finance teams love it. Everyone builds models on it. But Excel today is still a mostly manual environment. Agentic AI lets you give Excel goals, not just formulas. Imagine an agent that can track assumptions across sheets, flag errors in real time, update cash flow models when market inputs change, and rebalance budgets based on policy shifts. It's not about replacing Excel. It's about unlocking its full potential without all the manual grind. Now let's talk HR and internal operations, because that's where Agentic AI gets seriously interesting and I believe quite underappreciated. Today, Agentic HR roles can now handle employee onboarding, benefits administration, vacation requests, compliance tracking, performance queries, policy reminders, and routing of all the approvals. All of this without involving a human unless necessary. These are all agents that run in the background 24/7. And when something goes wrong, say a new hire is delayed, they escalate only when needed. That is lean, that is proactive, most importantly, that is cost saving. And it is already happening at a global scale. If you are still running HR like it's 2012, you are about to get outpaced. Let us quickly zoom out. What do CRM, BI, Excel, and HR all have in common? They were all built using users to operate. Click, type, pull, export, submit. But now they are being rebuilt for agents. The interface is disappearing. Instead of you running the process runs itself. Your CRM sends the reminder, your spreadsheet rebalances itself, your onboarding pipeline nudges the manager, and your dashboard does not wait. It alerts you when something changes. This is what happens when you give the software autonomy, not just logic, not just inputs, but agency. This is not experimental anymore. Enterprise AI budgets are shifting fast. A growing share, over 25%, is now being allocated to agentic systems. Why? Because companies are seeing 10 to 20% gains in cost savings and revenue enablement. In HR, 30 to 40% productivity improvements. In CRM and support, hundreds of millions in savings. In finance and BI, entire cycles compressed from weeks to hours. And these are not pilot projects. These are enterprise level outcomes. And every CFO watching knows what that means. When you can delegate digital labor with confidence, you rethink how work gets done. Now, let's make it real. What can you do this quarter. Start by mapping out your software stack. Look at every tool where your team still drives the process manually, and then ask, could an agent do this with access to the same tools? Could it take initiative? Could it follow the rules? And most importantly, could it learn? If the answer is yes, you have found your first agent opportunity. Start small, prove ROI, build trust, and then scale. Because whether you move now or not, your competitors already are. CRM, BI, Excel, HR, they're not just going digital, they are all going autonomous. And that means you are no longer buying tools, you are hiring digital workers. In our next episode, we will show you how to launch your first agent from pilot to production with guardrails in place and ROI built in. I am Akhil, and this is the Agentic AI series. And this next phase of software, it's not about doing more, it's about doing less manually and scaling smarter. See you in the next one.